Welcome back to my vegan cottage bakes, where we relax together and make some delicious vegan treats. We're going to start off with a simple hack where we use the bottom of a soy sauce bottle to turn bits of parchment paper into easy muffin cups. This bake was probably my favorite of the entire 2 weeks. I'm starting off by making a simple muffin batter, into which I'm going to be adding some of our homemade sour cherry pit syrup that tastes like cherries and almonds. The sour cherry tree outside the cottage was a big inspiration for many of my bakes, including this one. Into my muffin batter, I'm going to fold pistachios and some of those beautiful red pitted sour cherries. After a quick bake and cool, I made an icing out of the sour cherry pit syrup and poured it on top. The soft muffins with the crunchy pistachios and the bursts of sour cherry brightened my already bright day. Next up, I'm going to be making a quick, short crust by combining flour and adding butter. You can use your hands to rub the flour into the butter, leaving it in pea-sized pieces. A little water is all you need to bring the dough together. After that, I wrapped the dough and placed it in the fridge to cool while I started to work on other elements of this tart. I'm going to next infuse some oat milk with a lot of Earl Grey tea. I'll bring that to a boil, turn it off, and let it sit while I work on the rest of my tart shell. That same bottle of soy sauce is coming in handy again, this time as a rolling pin. After making that tart shell nice and neat, I'm going to use a little bit of rice to keep it flat while it blind bakes. And here I am experimenting with an ingredient that I don't normally use, instant lemon pie mix. It is essentially citric acid, cornstarch, and lemon flavoring. To that, I'm going to add some of the milky Earl Grey tea and a can of coconut milk. Once the filling has thickened, I'm just going to add a little bit of vegan butter to make it a bit richer and creamier. I'm also making a whipped topping with the rest of the Earl Grey tea, some added oil, vanilla, and a touch of vinegar. The crust is most of the way baked, so I'm going to add the lemon filling and then return it to the oven and cook until it is set. I'm topping the bright and rich lemon pie with juicy local strawberries. To that, I'm just going to add a little bit of our whipped Earl Grey topping.
Wait, and you really eat pie?
And it's on to the second pie of the week. I'm starting off making a short crust, just like I did before. For this pie, I'm prepping some more of those sour cherries, and then slicing up the remainder of our fresh strawberries. I'm starting off the pie filling by adding our strawberries to a saucepan, along with some sugar, cornstarch, and cherry pit syrup. I cooked the filling just long enough for the strawberries to relieve some of their moisture and thicken, but making sure that there were still large pieces of strawberry inside. I then repeated this process, this time with the sour cherries instead of the strawberries. Once the pie crust was blind baked, I temporarily added a foil barrier so I could keep the strawberry and the cherry fillings separate inside the pie. Once I removed the foil, I weaved a simple lattice on top. After baking, we have our half strawberry, half cherry pie. The strawberry side was sweet and juicy, and the cherry side added an element of tartness. And this pup made me so proud by being very brave and taking his paws off the ground in the water for the very first time. But with one last bake before we leave, it's time to do a little berry picking. I got my baking tray ready. And then started by crushing some cookies. And then adding them to a mixing bowl, along with oats and melted vegan butter. I added that to my pan and then pressed it in well. Next up, I started by cooking some of the black raspberries with sugar. And a touch of vinegar. After the berries had broken down, I ran them through a sieve to remove the excess seeds. I'm also going to be making a cheesecake layer for these bars. So I added softened cashews, vegan yogurt, vegan butter, some vanilla, powdered sugar, cornstarch, freshly squeezed orange juice, and a touch of vinegar, and blended it all together until it was creamy. To assemble the bars, we added the cheesecake layer on top of the crust, and then the black raspberry mixture, and swirled them together. Finally, bake them and let them cool until they're set. The perfect amount of sweet and tart, soft and creamy and crunchy. And so ends our beautiful vacation bakes. Check out part 1 if you wanted to see more island sweet treats, and please subscribe and give this video a like.
Is this one of those ones that you put in fast motion?
No, I'm gonna leave all of this in.
Oh.
I'm just gonna post like a 6-hour-long video of me baking with people walking back and forth,
Yeah.
talking about their personal
I
lives.
better get this conversation on the video.
Oh, absolutely. It's all gonna be there.
Looks like you're gonna be famous. Oh, this is me peeing on the floor.